Yo, how's it going everybody? It's me, Hokyoku Gaming. Today's video, we are going to be going over a complete weapons and also artifacts and general build guide for Raiden Shogun aka Baal. I will be going over basically your stats and kind of what they're going to be tied into when we're looking for actually building this character, what artifact sets are going to be good, and what weapons are going to be the best in slots. I've also done a weapons tier list video for this all as well. Also, yeah, basically already talked about some stuff like that. Just wouldn't mind subscribing. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. It really helps me out a lot. Anyway, let's get back to the video. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to summarize this character's kit, and we're basically going to talk about what kind of stuff they can do. We've already seen some information with the live stream that they did in terms of gameplay, so if you guys want us to look at some gameplay, that's where you can find the gameplay. But yeah, basically what this character does is their elemental skill. It's like a sub DPS ability. It does like coordinated attacks. You can attack when she's like off the field, you know. And what that's also going to do is it's going to charge up your resolve stacks with her passive. And yeah, that's going to be a pretty constant flow of resolve stacks. And these resolve stacks are basically going to give her some extra damage on her burst. In terms of the actual specific multipliers, you guys will probably find those yourself. But yeah, basically resolve stacks is what you're going for. You can get a maximum of 60. It doesn't take too long to get up to 60, and you get resolve from her passive, which gives her resolve whenever you collect particles, every 2 seconds-ish, I think. And then also when you consume energy with characters' elemental bursts. And now the ultimate ability, basically it turns her into a sword user, and she is a polearm user right now, but it's turned into a sword user for a little bit, and basically it's going to have an initial slash. That's going to be based off of resolve stacks plus like your base multiplier, and that's going to multiply all the way up to a whole bunch of damage right there. And then she has auto attacks with her sword stance for like I think 7 seconds afterwards, and yeah, that's going to be pretty good. It has a high energy burst cost, but it has a lot going for it. In terms of weapon choice for this character, I think we're probably going to lean more towards like a DPS or like sub DPS type roles. And so like Black Clef Polearm is a good option, a very good crit damage. It's a very high damage and high DPS potential 4-star weapon. And then Deathmatch is also good if you want some like crit rate, you know. However, I wouldn't really recommend it considering that has like, a very low base attack. And generally if you can get like around 40 crit rate with some other stuff, it can be pretty good. I also forgot to mention that energy recharge is going to be converted into like electro damage. And so basically you want to get a lot of electro damage, and it can be pretty good by running like ER. Current 5-star spears in the game are pretty good. Vortex Vanquisher can be usable if you are using her in like an Electro and Geo Archon team comp or something. Like if you're using Zhongli with her, it could work pretty good. Or like Diona could potentially work. Primordial Jadewing Spear I think is probably going to be one of her better options. And then there's also Skyward Spine, which I think Skyward Spine is overall going to be one of the best options on her, as long as its passive actually triggers inside of her ultimate. And if it doesn't actually affect her ultimate, it won't actually be as good as like a Jade Spear, in my opinion, I think. But then Staff of Homa is also a good option, and this one also works with like 4-piece Millilith if you are running her just as a sub DPS, and then like an Archon team, something like that. It can be pretty interesting. 2 upcoming weapons, one of them being the banner weapon, and this is called Engulfing Lightning. This was revealed in the update 2.1 livestream. And so this gives you attacks based on your energy recharge over the base 100%, and you can basically gain this, and it's going to be really good honestly because you can stack up energy recharge. Use like a 4-piece emblem set is your best set with this weapon, and basically you benefit a whole bunch from your energy recharge. In terms of its base stats, it's pretty good. It has energy recharge substat, so it's very, very synergized. And then the catch is the other weapon. What this gives you is it gives you energy recharge as well. And now this one's also going to be a free weapon. They've already said it's event related in the updates 2.1 livestream as well. And basically this is just Festering Desire but for your elemental burst. And now Baal's abilities do, when she does her auto attacks on her burst, it does count as elemental burst damage, so that is pretty good. In terms of artifact builds that I would recommend, something like a Thunder Fury 2-piece with like 2-piece of like Shimenawas or 2-piece Glad can work if you aren't going for like a 4-piece emblem build. However, I think 4-piece emblem is probably your best. You can potentially go Noblesse 2-piece and like attack percent with her stuff. But yeah, I think generally Emblem of Severed Fate is going to be the best 4-piece. Now all you have to do is get up to 300% energy recharge to actually max out this 75% damage bonus on your elemental burst damage. Plus it also has energy recharge as substat, so it really kind of benefits this character quite well. Basically what you're prioritizing is energy recharge, and then you're also prioritizing like crit rate stats, that kind of stuff a little bit, and attack, because you want to make sure that you have enough attack and a decent crit rate spread basically. In terms of what I would kind of recommend, I would recommend like around 40 to 50 crit rate, and then around 120 crit damage is going to be pretty good. And then basically you're going for about 150 to 200% energy recharge base, but that doesn't include like a weapon or anything. That's just from like artifacts. Like you want to have a good amount of artifact energy recharge if you're going for a piece emblem, while still having like attack percent and like crit stats. Something like a energy recharge timepiece could potentially work if you are going for Grass Cutter's Light. Now I don't think it's as good if you aren't going for Grass Cutters, but it's still usable with that if you get good substats. But I think attack percent with energy recharge substats is going to be better pretty much all the time. So that's what I'm running with right now. I might change in the future if I get some more artifacts like that, but yeah, that's pretty much it from that.